Up goes Bamford. And there are plenty of shouts for hands.
It's a crowd scene, difficult maybe for the referee to see. Oh, but that is clearly handball. Luke O'Nien, his right arm is up. He virtually punches the ball, O'Nien. That's ridiculous. The referee can't see it, can't give it. Is the referee blocked off? And possibly. What is O'Nien thinking? Well, the referee's assistant has a decent... You can see the arm clearly come up.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. Thank you ever much. Thank you ever much. Thank you ever so much, I should say, for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, if you could hit the subscribe button. If you are enjoying the content, if you could also hit the like button. And any comments that you want to make, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Today we are going to have a conversation about the 0-0 draw. So, let's talk about the team first. The performance was better than Coventry. It was still very tepid, I felt. Sunderland offered literally nothing, absolutely nothing. They played with 5 at the back and like a mid-block, and we struggled with that for pretty much most of the game. I think we had about 70% of the ball and still didn't do anything with it. I think we managed 1 shot on target the entire game, which isn't good enough by any stretch of the imagination at all. So my annoyance with the game was the inability to not even take chances, but create chances, just to shoot. We have this thing that we need to overplay and pass and move the ball forwards and change and not sort of shoot from distance. Nonto proved that if you shoot from distance, sometimes, you know, your luck could be in and you can get a goal at the same time as well. I think the defence did okay. Obviously, they weren't trouble, so the defence did absolutely fine. We moved the ball all right, but we just, I don't know, it was almost like people were too scared to make a mistake. I think the pressure is there, and there is a rocket that needs to go up people's arses. It was really frustrating to see that pretty much in the entirety of the game, everything, we tried to go down the left all the time. The reliance on Somerville is ridiculous now. There was times when Dan James was screaming for the ball and he didn't get it. And he should have got it. But Bamford didn't have a good game. Rutter didn't have a good game. Creed didn't have a good game. James didn't have a good game. The thing that makes it more annoying, obviously, is Leicester losing. Yes, we sit second now, but you know, we're expecting Watford to do us a favour tomorrow, and it's all about other teams doing us a favour constantly, all the time, and it's infuriating now. We had a chance tonight to go back to the summit again. Obviously, the lads aren't going to know that while they're playing, but we had a chance to go back to the summit tonight, and you know, we didn't take it. And it's disappointing, and they need to wake up, and something does need to change for the Blackburn game. We cannot start with the same team. I think that's prevalent now. I'm annoyed at Farke tonight because the substitutions yet again are too slow, far too slow. Bringing on the Nonto substitution made no sense whatsoever at all. I would have changed James and Nonto around, not Nonto on for Kamara. But anyways, the bringing Joseph and Piru on with 9 minutes to go. I mean, what is that going to? It's not going to do anything. You just think to yourself, did you not see the same match that we saw against Coventry? You've got to start bringing these subs on earlier. I mean, we'll get to the officials in a minute. The amount of time added on was ridiculous. 3 minutes is an absolute joke, considering the amount of time it was taking for for Sunderland to bring the ball back in, to take chance, all of that kind of stuff. The 3 minutes was an absolute joke. However, one of my other big stinging issues, again, and I've spoken about it, is the standard of officiating in this league is absolutely just horribly bad. horribly bad. Their central defender should have been sent off before the end of the first half, especially when he flicked his foot up at Bamford and took him out. He should have gotten a yellow card for that. He should have gone. We should have had 2 penalties. The one where the player was leaning like that and leant and stuck his arm out like that to deflect the ball past Bamford. And then the other one is obviously the video that you've just seen at the very, very start of this, and that is the clear handball. And it is clear. I'm not having any arguments on that at all. There is a clear handball. And any suggestion that the referee was unsighted is an absolute joke. Any suggestion that the linesman is unsighted is an absolute joke. It's not even a 50-50. Not only is he literally trying to pull Rodon into the ground, but he literally punches the ball away. I don't know how the officials haven't seen that. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And are we now going to get, an apology from the EFL referee and whoever it is that does the refereeing side of stuff, because that should have been a penalty. No two ways about it. It should have been a pen. 100%. I'm not taking any arguments on that whatsoever at all. It should have been a penalty. Now, with that being said, we can't rely on anybody doing us a favour. We have to go out there and grab it for ourselves, and we didn't do that tonight. Something has to change. We've been in this situation before, and we managed it, but for some reason we seem to be crumbling a little bit, and it needs changing. There needs to be changes made to the team. Rutter is not at the races at the moment. He's just not. Bamford, it needs changing. Bamford needs to be changed at the moment. He's a confidence player. We know that. And that they are the 2 changes for me that need making more than anything. It's those 2 changes there that need to happen for me. We need that spark up top. From defence to midfield, we're okay. It's that little attacking side of it that we just seem to be, over the past 2 games in particular, incredibly struggling with. And just there's something that needs changing. But I'll said it and I'll say it again. Farke has to take some of the responsibility here, because making changes at 70 minutes and then bringing on more attacking players at 81, 82 minutes isn't enough time. It just isn't enough time. And when we're trying to go for all the points that we need to get, it's not quick enough. I personally would have made the changes at half time, but we know he's not going to do that. For me, 60 minutes would have been the time to make the change. Give them half an hour to really tear at them. But we didn't do that. We absolutely didn't do that at all. And I'm very, very disappointed tonight, because Sunderland did exactly the same to us at the Stadium of Light, and we couldn't break it down again. And that's going to be the biggest inability. And this potentially could be, the biggest switch in terms of who gets automatics and who has to go through the playoffs. And looking at this team at the moment, and I'm not trying to be uber negative here, but looking at this team at the moment, I worry if we go to the playoffs. I genuinely worry if we go to the playoffs, because there are people within that team that need to stand up and be counted, and at the moment, some of them aren't. Don't know what that reason is, don't know why, but something needs to happen, and it needs to happen. It needs to happen before Blackburn. We have to take 3 points at Blackburn, otherwise there is literally no point whatsoever at all. And I think if we don't take the 3 points at Blackburn, that is going to be... I think that's going to be the switch that'll be, we have to focus on the playoffs, basically. And that's the first time that I've ever said that. I've always maintained that we could get top 2, but tonight's performance, I'm now worried. And before I make, my final kind of prediction in terms of how I think it's going to go, that something needs to change. And I'm kind of waiting for what happens in this game this weekend to see how it all kind of folds out. We're waiting for teams to do us favours and stuff when other teams have been uber what's the right word? Uber relentless. Yeah, uber relentless throughout the season. Yeah, Ipswich Leicester having a little bit of a wobble at the moment, but could you see them losing another game until the end? I mean, you just don't know in this league. That's the thing. Millwall lost to Rotherham, who were relegated, and then go and beat Leicester. It just makes no sense. But the opportunity was there and we didn't take it. I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed, I'm angry. So, in summary, referees are absolutely shit. Farke needs to shoulder some of the responsibility for that in terms of substitutions are far too late to impact the game, and bringing people on to try and score a goal in the 81st minute just makes no sense whatsoever at all. It's not like Sunderland had scored a goal and we were trying to just scrape a draw out of it. That made no sense whatsoever at all. And when he made the sub at 70 minutes, the Nonto one, the person coming off was the wrong player for me. That's just my opinion. So again, in summary, referees are shit. Farke needs to change up. He needs to stop being so stubborn in terms of the way things are going. And we need to see some stark changes on Saturday. Maybe they need to have a chat and a conversation to work out what's going on, because the confident team, the team with the swagger that we saw before the international break, just appears to have gone. And listen, I've said it before, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. That international break has absolutely crucified us. Crucified us. That's it. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button. If you're new to the channel, please also don't forget to subscribe. Any comments that you want to make, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. And I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.